Hi, and welcome to Ascending Soul's Journey. I am Lori Ann, here to give you messages from Archangel Michael and all of the angels around. They're all around you guys, and I'm here to talk to you about spiritual attacks. And for those of you haven't seen me for the past week or so, and that's exactly what I was going through. So I was guided to come on and share this with you so you get an insight on what it's like to have that happen. And it's a really weird experience. Now, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for those of you who subscribe to my channel. That's what keeps this channel up and going, and I can continue to give you information that will help guide you in your life. And if you're new, welcome, and I hope that this resonates with you. Today is December 21st. This is the real movement of the planets is actually today. And so a lot of you are going to, if you haven't already, you're going to be experiencing spiritual attacks. And one of the things I want you to know, you never have to answer the door. Okay, when you hear the doorbell ring, a lot of times we go answer it and there's no one there. Now, when we're talking about the spiritual world, this is an invisible, we can feel them, but we just can't see them. Sometimes we can hear them, we can smell them, we know they're moving around. You can just feel their energy around you, and it is not a nice one. But when they come in to attack you, it's a little bit different. They're going to hit you from every single angle, every avenue in your life. So you may have a friend of 20 years where you guys are best friends, and all of a sudden your friend is doing something really weird, and it's like, what is going on? And you want to take a look at all of these things. Now, I did share with you in another video, I showed you an orb, and that was an orb that was in front of my home. And that's what they do. They come to us in an orb form, sometimes in just like the smoky, Captain Lovebug is here with us, sometimes just like a smoky silhouette that you can see through. Usually the dark forces are dark. They're not of light. Some are, but most of them are not. So they will come to you in a variety of different ways. But one of the things they do is they knock on the doorbell. They will knock, and when you answer the door, that's like an invitation to come on in. You have to invite them in your home. Somehow, some way, they always find a way. You could be coming home from the groceries and hear, hey, and you turn around and go, hey, hi. And that's an invitation, and it was them. Sounds really bizarre, but if you've experienced anything like what I'm talking about, you're going to know. So what they do is they come into your home and they start wreaking havoc. They can alter your plumbing. They can alter your mechanics. A lot of us are having a lot of mechanical difficulties right now, as far as like computer, AI, things like this. Just overall in general, your car might start malfunctioning and it's in the best condition ever. It's a brand new car. There shouldn't be any reason. So there's a lot of really unknown things that take place. What happened in my home, my gas, my water coolers, it only gives me like this much hot water and then it shuts off by itself. Sometimes it doesn't work at all, but there's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes I can smell gas leaking through my home, but there is no gas leak. It's really bizarre what takes place. And then they start working with my electronics, my heater starts malfunctioning. A lot of different things take place. And you're going to see this one at a time. You're going to see people that you've known for a long time. All of a sudden, they just don't want to be friends with you. Deals and plans that you had already established are going to just for no reason. It's like, what just happened? You could have a big deal that you're working on with your company, and all of a sudden, poof, it goes awry. But the weird thing about it is it usually only affects your end. It can affect the opposite, whoever you're dealing with. For example, if this was a family member that, all of a sudden they went kind of weird. They don't know what's going on because the forces, whether they're positive or negative, can inhabit our body. And pay attention to people's eyes and the way that they talk. The way they speak to you is very, very important. I just saw 444 right as I said that. That is a confirmation. And know that everything from today forward, anything you see, all of these little synchronicities of what we all talk about here on YouTube, all the creators. Your creators are going to be different too. You will see your creators on YouTube actually go through a transformation. If you look at me a week ago, I looked very different than I do today. I look like maybe I was going through something like that, and today I look much healthier. It will suck the life force out of you. Now, what they do, they get into your mind. They get into your thoughts. They, meaning the negative forces, and equally the positive can do the same. But when we don't know, because you want to look at them kind of like a covert narcissist, all right, in the human world. And for those of you who don't know, I study metaphysical behavioral science, and that is the intersection of the spiritual world, the scientific world, and the human world, and how they all intersect together. So you will hear angels. They will be talking to you. They will be trying to talk you out of whatever you're hearing. You might be seeing in your mind a vision of something you really wanted, and this is what they do. It's something you really wanted. It's you. It's whatever you wanted. If it's your family, if it's the ultimate love life, you will see them in this beautiful array. Everything just is in place while the external world around you might be kind of crumbling a little bit or tilting. We're going to say the word tilting because it is an illusion. It is an illusion. Although it's real, it's not real. I could smell gas, but there is no gas leak. So keep that in mind. But what they do is they play on people's weaknesses, whatever it is that you truly want. And if you have lost hope right now, you're going to be feeling this energy. So I want you to really pay attention to it. They go for people who are weak, who feel like they have been through, and a lot of us have. It's like, I've worked so hard and now I feel like I got knocked on my ass in 2020. As you are rebuilding your life, feeling almost defeated, but yet still feeling this almost like you don't even know why you're doing what you're doing. You just feel, and I use that word a lot for a reason. I'm an energy reader, and we feel good and bad. We feel positive and negative. Don't cry. He's crying because he wants my attention. He's a big baby, an 85-pound baby who was sliding across my floor today, right? So they come into your thoughts, and what they showed me was an unbelievable, everything I could want. It was beautiful. And then I could hear over here, and I could see the challenges on the right. I'm pointing to the right for a reason. They come in on the left, positive comes in on the right. If you're wearing any kind of artifacts, wear them on your left side. Put your stones on your left side. That's the side where the negative comes in. A lot of people tell you opposite. You do what you want to do. But for my clients, for everyone that I've worked with for 30 years, the left side, that's what I was mentored, and it does work. It makes a difference. So they want to play on people who have negativity in their thoughts, in their bones is what I want to say. It's like the core of who you are is going to be tested in the ultimate form. And this is over the next 30 days. Today is December 21st. So welcome to the age of Aquarius as we move right in there. And this is the beginning of the beginning of the new era, how we are changing and transforming our world. Now, we live in a narcissistic society up until 2020, and it still is very predominant now. But over this summer, you may have seen people a little bit nicer, and now they're starting to pull back. And that's what I want you to pay attention to. Pay attention to their eyes. Their eyes will change. And a lot of you have seen orbs and things like that around me, and those are the beautiful ones. The ones where it had the green, last year you saw a lot of them. They had green in them. Those were negative entities that were around me while I was filming those videos. And I didn't want to share that with you because you were protected, and I didn't want you to think that you weren't. But those were negative entities that were creating that. Now, if you're a healer in any form of the capacity, every healer out there, a tarot card reader, all the way into a nurse, a doctor, working in a convalescent home, especially in the healing capacity, You are going to be tempted in a big, big way. And again, they're going to show you whatever it is you truly want. So if you're waiting for that love of your life to come back, they're going to show you a life with that person. So tempting. But you have to be able to recognize what you're dealing with. And what I did in my mind is I turned my head to the right and I said, no, get the F out. And you got to use really big foul words. All right. I don't want to do that for YouTube. We'd be putting on our little earmuffs, right? But you want to actually tell them to get the F out. They are not welcome in your home. And you be serious. You act like the Papa Bear and the Mama Bear that you are or would be with anyone that you love. Because this is about you. This is about your personal value, your authentic self. And that's where they are going in and picking up on this weakness. People who feel defeated, they're going to make you feel more defeated. So you fight that, you fight it, and you move up. You call in the angels, all right? Now, this is why if you've heard me, I'm pulling back. I have a few days left for readings, and then I will be closing all of my psychic readings for you guys. Energy healing, I'll continue to do, but the readings themselves, and I've already pulled back Sundays. You can see I'm already down to 3 days a week where I am reducing my time with my clients because I am getting these from all of y'all. And I don't want them around anymore, right? I have my own entities to deal with, and now I don't want to be dealing with yours, but I certainly don't want to leave you in the dark. Because that's exactly what happens. You will feel, and let me explain to you, it was the craziest thing. So I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was so groggy, I was like walking into walls. Now I had been on a 3-day binge of working. I couldn't sleep, work. I napped for 2-3 hours. And during this time, I was very tired. You see, that was a weakness, right? There's a weakness they can get in. You could be sitting in bed watching TV. A lot of you use your electronic devices while you are watching TV, just sitting in bed looking at it, and something itching you, and you feel like a little fly is walking across your head. You ever felt that? Little something, and it pokes you. You feel pokes. You feel itches, itchy. You might feel poking on your legs. You may feel poking in the different areas of your body. You may even feel as if a pencil prick has poked you on the back of the neck like that, and you'll feel it. And that's when you want to make sure, book a reading with me, and we'll make sure we get you hopefully in the right alignment. But what's more important than a reading is for you to use protection. So if you go to my website, you will see my store. Go to Ascending Lori-Ann's shop store. That's what you want to go to. And there are items on there that can help you. And you can get them anywhere, but if you buy them from me, that's helping my channel. The words that we say are what bring them in. Where you could be thinking these negative thoughts, like that 2-3 day episode that I had, and they're coming in and they're picking on you, maybe it's somebody you love and you've been separated from somebody you love. And I don't mean through the world, I mean because of an argument, a disagreement, you guys aren't on the same page, they just stopped talking to you. Whatever it is, you're gonna know in your personal life, because this is gonna be very specific for each of you, but the detail is gonna be a little bit different. They harbor on that weakness. So if you're thinking of them, you might see something in your mind that reminds you of that person, making you feel a little bit worse, still feeling all this itchiness. Now you could feel like an armband is putting pressure on your arm. You may even feel, and if you feel a punch in the back, in your kidneys back here, that's when you want to actually probably go to a real professional. I do not work with people to remove negative entities. I help to keep them away. I will tell you if they're there, but I do not help you remove them. That is not my forte, not something I have fun doing. So over this period of time, I woke up at, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm on this search and I'm looking. It was the craziest thing. I felt like a loony bin. I am searching and searching and searching, looking from room to room, pacing the floor. I had no idea what I was looking for. Now, I actually found an item in my home that came from somebody that I love. I kept being shown this and I kept looking at this going, I've had that for 10 years. It was a vase. And it was handmade for me by somebody that I love. This is the first time I ever picked it up, and I looked at the back and there was an emblem, and the emblem on the back was actually a satanic emblem that was embedded into the ceramic artifact that they were making. And it came with another small vase that had little black looking snakes on it. I should have brought them. I'll put a picture. I'll try to put a picture in here. I'll just post it under the comments, okay? You guys can see it under the comments. So look for that as soon as I post this video. Now, when I'm looking at it, I felt absolutely defeated because that is somebody I love, and I could see they made this by hand. They put all of the little imprints on it so they knew what they were doing. And the reason they knew what they were doing is it came with the snakes, okay? But because it came in two different avenues and two different separate increments, it didn't really impact me. I didn't see it, and I usually don't miss things like that. But when it's from somebody you love, you don't even think about that. So as I continued to research it, that's when I started feeling them. I could feel their presence, and my dog, Captain Lovebug, sat on the kitchen floor. I was making coffee, 2 o'clock in the morning. I love coffee, I do. It's one of my last habits to get rid of, right? And he growled. He looked into my bedroom and he growled, and the lights were off. He was growling in the dark. And there's a faded light. I have a salt lamp in there, so it wasn't completely dark. And I looked at him, I go, what are you looking at? And he looked at me, and he looked over there in the room, and he looked up at me, and he looked, he's like, he kept turning his head like, don't you see them? So I held onto his collar because when I yell, he'll run away. I held his collar and I told him to get the F out, earmuffs, sorry guys. But I yelled and I told them they are not welcome in my home. Get out now. I also want you to pick up your sage, white sage, not some other sage. White sage, it smells like a man's dirty armpit or even our own armpits. It has a nasty stench to it, and that's what they don't like. Now, if you're saging your home, I want you to make sure you open every cupboard, every door, even boxes. They get this big. They get, you've seen those little orbs, and I've got a new one to show you. It's so super cool. I'll do another video. I believe she's in the UK, but I will post her name with it. And she's sharing this video where you can see the wings on the orb. It's absolutely incredible. But this particular area, I want you to open up everything because they get really little. They get the size of between a quarter and a nickel. So kind of in that size right there. And they will curl up into a little ball right down in here. You don't even know they're in there if that's sealed up. And they do that. So once all the sage is gone, once all the pretty smell is gone afterwards, always follow up with your favorite smell, your favorite fragrance, which again is on my website. And when that's gone, that's when they come back out. So it could be 2 hours. It could, some of you, it might be just minutes before you feel them again. You may need to do your home 5 or 6 times before you actually feel their presence gone. And today I feel good. I know they're still here, but it is not as powerful as it was. You always hold the power, each and every one of you. You always hold the power to defeat anything of the negative. It doesn't matter whether they are invisible or in the human form. Your authentic, true you is what's going to emerge through this, and this is about a choice. We have a choice to make, and if you didn't read my article on blending, the article that I posted, you can go to, I think I put it on YouTube, but I definitely put it on the Global Awakening. That's a private group. Please join us, and we'll talk about all these different things. Because it's time for me to share with you all the information that I know that's going to help you in your life. And equal reciprocity. You're going to subscribe, you're going to give back, and you're going to help other people with this information. But just you helping your own self is going to be absolutely unsurmountable in what comes back to you. This is a fight where you are literally going to be having a choice between the dark and the light. You have a choice of all the temptations of everything you truly desire, what you've been working on, what you lost that you want back. The sense of lost hope will be shown to you in your mind in a vision, and it will show you everything. If you want fame and fortune, they will show you in your mind fame and fortune, whatever it is that you desire. But it is not real, and it comes with a price. And with every time we sell our soul to the devil, which we've all heard that phrase, that's kind of what we're doing when we allow the negative to overcome us. They will overcome us. They will make everything in your life fall apart, and they will fool you and trick you. They'll give you what you want, but they'll take it back away. The only way to get exactly what you want is to be your authentic you. So if you have a blockage in you, and this is what I work with my guidance clients, all of you beautiful people, I love working with you so much, but if you have a blockage in you, they're going to go for that blockage. They're going to aim at that weakness. So for those of you who are dealing with something from 20 years ago, and you say to me, Lorianne, you don't understand, you don't know what they did. I do understand. I have lived everything that you've lived. I have experienced every avenue, not because I'm a bad person, because that is my purpose here in life. We're going to talk about past lives. We're going to talk a lot more about spiritual avenues, whether it's light or dark. We're going to start really talking. So the spiritual live connection that I had for you is getting ready to change. In the next week, right after Christmas, we're going to move into the subscription where we can talk more freely. We won't have people coming in and interfering because that messes with me and my connection. But we're going to answer all of your questions. I don't care if it's 2 of you in the subscription, 200, it doesn't matter to me. We're going to start answering your questions. So the week after the first week of January, we're starting this subscription, and we're going to talk about Spiritual Connections Live in a whole new direction, where you're actually going to come away understanding and having a really good knowledge base is what I just heard. Now keep in mind, as I work with you, I always have angels around me, and they really want you to focus on the thoughts of the words that you say. Some of my guidance clients, they come to me and they don't remember parts of their life, and that's my job, right? That's the blockage in them. If they can't see it, there's a reason for it. If they have anger, no, I don't want to talk about that person. I guarantee you they are being spiritually attacked in a big, big way. So if you are harboring resentment towards anyone, this is your opportunity to let it go. And that's what the Age of Aquarius is about. So tonight, all of us, or as a collective group, will be working to be on a high vibrational level. The thoughts that we think, if you're thinking, oh, they're a jerk, that's a negative you do not want to think anything like that. Some of the words we use are they always, they never contact me back. And you know that's not true because you've been friends for 20 years. So you know that's not true. Be very careful about the words you say, but equally what others say. Working with a client, and this happens for about 70% of my clients in the guidance area that I work with that are unable to see these blockages that I'm talking about. Here's a really good example. I can have somebody where I see something happen around the age of 7 or 8 years old. And they're like, nope. I describe a home. They're like, nope, I never lived there. I moved into this house when I was 9 years old, and that's my family home. Some of you just heard what I said. Right there, you were listening, and others, you flew right by you. They will continue throughout the entire time saying, I am wrong. I am wrong. I lived in my home and we moved in there when I was 9. What they don't hear themselves saying, and I don't bring it to their attention, I do not. It is their discovery, not mine. Where'd you live from the age of birth until you moved into that home at 9? And that's where the boo-boo happened. That's where I'm saying something happened at that time. So when we deny it, when we have anger, when we didn't get closure, when we were told to hide it, don't talk about it, it didn't really happen, denial, that's where they're going to attack you. So be very, very careful, especially if you're a healer. And if you're a healer on YouTube, watch yourself, be very careful. Go through your home and sage every day that you are in contact with anybody in the external world, because you have to keep yourself protected. So I hope this helps you guys. Please watch for more, subscribe to my channel, and we're going to walk this together. Have an amazing day. Keep your vibration high, because now is the time when we are creating the new world. Thank you. Much love.